Alright guys, I'm back for the news, and don't mind me, I've got a cold, so if you hear any sneezing or anything like that, then that's why. But anyway, so I'm getting into today's news. I'm gonna have to break this into two because, you know, the Game Awards happened and it gives me more work, so I don't know, I just figured I should do it this way because, you know, I got a lot of news articles here. This is gonna be a real one because normally I don't do that, but anyways, let's get into it. And if you guys don't know, I made a short that while back, and maybe like a month or two ago, not even a month ago, that their Xbox was going to get sued, and my god, it must be a profit because the FTC is now suing Microsoft over pending Activision Blizzard merger. Sources say this move could upend Microsoft's attempt to purchase the company. As I said, they're going to fight it. They're going to fight it tooth and nail. They basically got approved in every other country outside of maybe the US and the UK, so that's where the two contention points come in. Sony's lobbying the FTC, and they got a bullshit reason to do so, so I don't know. I don't know what their deal is. The Federal Trade Commission has officially sued Microsoft in an attempt to stop the company's $69 billion acquisition of the video game publisher Activision Blizzard. The suit, which was filed Thursday, December 8th, claims that the deal would make Microsoft too strong a competitor in the video games industry and would ultimately suppress competition. The lawsuit comes as a little surprise, as Politico indicated the FTC was likely to file an antitrust claim against Microsoft late last month. Microsoft is basically committed. Microsoft is basically committed to Call of Duty coming to Sony for 10 years. They can't outright go even further than that because the future is uncertain to people. And basically what they were saying in the documents is that they can't do a 20-year, 30-year, 50, 60-year deal because the future is always uncertain. So basically they're trying to make a point by giving them a 10-year deal, saying we'll go even further than that, but we can't put it in writing. Obviously. Same thing with Sony for a 10-year deal, and now they're trying to get it on Nintendo. So they want to put, as I said before, they want to get these things on a toaster at this point. Like, show you guys I'm not yanking your chain. Microsoft has made a 10-year commitment, to bring Call of Duty to Nintendo consoles. So there you go. Sony has nothing to worry about here. They open platforms basically at this point. PC, Nintendo, Sony, as long as there is a PlayStation console to put the game on. The only things that they would probably lose from this is what everybody's been saying is the exclusive rights to be able to market the game and get exclusive packs and stuff for the game and stuff like that. Maybe to be able to market on their PlayStation Plus service, because obviously Microsoft's going to want to milk that for all they've purchased it for. I mean, they're spending $69 trillion, what? Anyway, and they're going to want to put it on Game Pass. That's the only thing they'd lose from this, and I don't know why they're having such a temper tantrum over it. I mean, they just purchased Bungie, so they just made Final Fantasy officially a PlayStation exclusive. By the way, that's I'll get into that later when I talk about the Game Awards, but apparently it's not going to be on PlayStation 4, so there's that. So anybody that doesn't have a PlayStation 5 yet, won't be able to play the new Final Fantasy. So I just figured I should mention that. Halo Infinite's multiplayer creative director leaves 343 after 11 years at the studio. And I didn't really take this much. I didn't take this much as a red flag. It kind of just seemed like it just happened. Especially after what happened the other day, and they just kind of just dropped something. Custom Games Browser, that's what it was. Names in my head. I got a bunch of stuff floating in my head right now. They had that dropped early, so, you know, they're squared for this year. Looking forward to next year. So, officially, they now have all the big features that they were supposed to have in the game at launch. Congratulations. I don't know what to say outside of that. But, we're getting into the actual live service here. They're gonna come out swinging, hopefully, beginning of next year. Nintendo. Seriously, Nintendo, it's time to release a new Switch Pro. Yeah, I know there's supply chain issues and stuff like that. I mentioned that in plenty of my shorts up until now. If you guys watch those, they help promote these videos, so I'd prefer if you do, and people would go and watch these. And I know my videos aren't, like, great and all, but, you know, beside the point. Switch fans deserve an upgrade. That doesn't mean that they'll get one. The Nintendo Switch has a performance problem. This isn't news for Switch fans or haters. The limitations of its humble NVIDIA Tegra X1 chip were visible in early exclusives like Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which ran at 720p docking, yet sometimes dipped below 30 frames per second. Still, the issues were rarely distracting. Yeah, not as distracting as a new Pokemon game, am I right? You can't even play online without it freaking bugging up so bad you can't even tell if you hit the Pokemon or not because the health bar isn't going down. But today, 6 years after the Switch's release, the cracks are visible. At launch, have widened into gaping fissures, sometimes literally. And yes, you can literally see these in a lot of the newer games. I don't play a lot of games outside of Pokemon on my Switch, so you probably see me streaming that. By the way, I was streaming the Game Awards for a good amount until I had to retire last night, so I may have cut it short a bit, but it was almost about 1 hour from being over, less than 1 hour from being over, so. Oh, God. I'll tell you, man, these games on these consoles nowadays, especially this Switch right now, buggy messes. Like, there was a lot of pop-in issues. I may have, like, they haven't fixed them even with the recent patch that they did, that 1 GB patch a while back. They're still there. Glaringly still there. A lot of them. It's kind of expected with an open world game, but not to this extent where, you know, you walk a couple steps and suddenly you see kind of like the background just pop in. Clearly pop in. Like, it's crazy. Anyways, and here's a thing on the Halo Infinite's custom games browser. It's a very big deal. Halo Infinite's December update. There are those who said this day would never come, but here we are. After a remarkably shaky launch last year, Halo Infinite just profoundly leveled up in one of its best ways possible. The new, old, and custom games browser. New customization options, and the proverbial more the game feels more like Halo than it's felt in years. Is it time to say Halo's back, baby? I think so. And yeah, we're finally at the beginning of the live service that we should have been a year ago. So all the big features are in there. I mean, I'm sure we're still missing some things that were supposed to be in that launch, but they're kind of small in comparison, so one being infection. But anyways, yeah, that's a thing now. Witcher Monster Slayer is shutting down. CD Projekt Red laying off staff. The game was less than 2 years old. Wow. I wasn't even aware that this game even existed, to be honest with you. No wonder it's laying people off. At this point, must not have been getting much playtime from people. Spoker and the CD Projekt Red have announced that the augmented reality mobile game. That's why I don't know about it. I don't play augmented reality or mobile as much. The Witcher Monster Slayer will be shut down at the end of June, and that some of its developer team will be laid off. The game was first announced in August 2020 and was released in July 2021. Sadly, we have to announce that our journey, The Witcher Monster Slayer, is coming to an end. We will be shutting down the game on its 30th anniversary of June 2023, Spoka said. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet saved its worst technical disasters for the online, and as I said before, this game has some glaringly, it's very obvious that the bugs are through the roof when you go on the online. You can't even go do a raid without the health bars not registering and going down. Like, I've had plenty of raids where I'm like, did we one-shot it? Nope. Well, it didn't die yet. And then we get kicked out of the raid. It's obvious. Like, I go on, but you get the picture. I'm sure you guys play this game, if you guys play Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, you guys know what I mean. In the patch, the recent patch reportedly overlooks the duplication glitch. Basically, all it did was it prevented anybody from duplicating with a new file, but if you've already duped before, you can pretty much continue doing it until the cows come home. So yeah, so people can literally just not update their game, dupe once, then update it and start duping permanently. So effectively, it doesn't. I mean, it kind of kneecaps it, but it kind of really doesn't do anything to solve the issue because people that have already duped are still going to continue to dupe anyway. So I don't know. Tell me what you guys think. It's a mess. CWA union offers support for Activision Blizzard merger. And basically, Microsoft's being pretty pro-union with a lot of their actions recently. They basically said that they're going to have a hands-off approach if they want to unionize studios under them, apparently. So they're kind of playing nice with regulators. The ongoing saga of Microsoft's bid to buy Activision Blizzard, and I know, guys, I hate talking about this, but I have to. They're giving me no choice but to. It's pretty much in the news every day. Anyways, has taken yet another turn with the union that represents a potential wave of QA workers organizing, voicing its support for the deal. In an op-ed in The Hill, Chris Shelton, the president of Communication Workers of America, the deal a merger that would help the workers for once. In the op-ed, Shelton calls for the Federal Trade Commission, that's currently suing them, or Microsoft right now, to approve the merger, saying that it would make a strong statement towards protecting workers from large employees abusing their market powers to harm employees. They also note that Microsoft has signed a labor neutrality agreement that presumably means that the company will remain uninvolved in any unionization activity. There you go. That's important right there. This would be a change of policy for Activision, which has attempted to stop QA workers from organizing at every stage, albeit unsuccessfully. So as I said, they're playing really pro-union, so any company under their purview at this point, they want to unionize, you got it, buddy, you can unionize, pretty much is what they're saying. And this, you can blame Sony for setting this trend, because now Microsoft is picking it up. Starfield will be $70 as Microsoft confirms new gen price hikes, and it's not going to end with Starfield. They're talking about all their first-party titles, wink wink. Pretty much everything you can think of under the sun that they make, it's first-party, is now going to be $70 a pop for just to get the game. The future of Xbox Series X and S first-party games like Forza 9, Redfall will cost $10 more than in 2023, and as if they're not making billions of dollars hand over fist with microtransactions that they even need to consider a price hike. Hopefully this will stop them from raising Game Pass and their console prices, but I don't know. I think they're probably still gonna do it. It's kind of amazing how they held off to this point. I mean, PlayStation was the first one to throw the monkey wrench in there and raise prices, so I don't know what Microsoft is thinking, to be honest with you. For a few years now, publishers and developers have hinted at a game price increasing as development costs rise and expenses to maintain. Online games become more and more popular, and while some $70 games popped up with the launch of PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series S and S, in 2020 it wasn't until this fall we saw more of the industry move towards this new higher price with release of $70 games like Gotham Knights, Modern Warfare 2, and God of War Ragnarok, and God, I hate myself because I keep buying them. On PS5, in the next year, Microsoft has held back on raising prices this holiday season. Joins other publishers and developers in this new pricier era of video games, and as I said, hopefully them doing this will prevent them from raising, or make them consider raising their console prices and Game Pass subscription fees too. But I sincerely doubt that, as I said. Here's why Cyberpunk's multiplayer got axed. Yeah. Remember that? Remember that multiplayer that was supposed to basically be like the red herring to Grand Theft Auto 5's online or something? I don't know. That's what they made it sound like when they were talking about it. Cyberpunk 2077's multiplayer abandoned as CDPR is focusing on a single-player DNA. Long story short, they botched the launch so badly that they kind of just gave up on the multiplayer and just focused on the single player. And, yeah, that's basically what happened. You probably won't see a multiplayer in this game until when they come out with the second one, Project Orion, which they do plan on making a sequel to this. Just not anytime soon. They've made statements about it. I've made videos about it in the past. Yeah, I don't know. If you've been holding out for hope for Cyberpunk 27, we will see its once promised multiplayer feature sometime soon. You might be better off waiting for the game's sequel. There you go. In the hot mess of the saga that is Cyberpunk's blistering fall and recent redemption arc, yeah, that's a good one. CD Projekt Red has had its hands full patching digital potholes in the Night City thanks to some recent comments from an interviewer with acting CDPR narrative director. That's can't read like at 5th grade level today. And lead quest designer Phillips Weber. We now know why it's taking so long and why we're unlikely to ever see the fabled multiplayer mode for Cyberpunk 2077. And we're calling it fabled now, huh? Yeah, that's pretty much what I just said. Yeah, I don't know. So I'm gonna cut this half here off, and any news I don't get here, I'll post on my Twitter, Reddit, Facebook, and Discord. Follow me, and I'll see you guys in the next video. As always, sources used in the video will be in the description below. Drop me a like and subscribe. If you like my videos, please ring the bell. I greatly appreciate it. Any news I don't get here, I'll post on my Twitter, and I'll see you guys in the next video.